Happy LGBTQ History Month. Welcome to the first installment of Coffee and Curiosity, sparking interest in the LGBTQ history. October is LGBTQ History Month. And because of the lack of education on LGBTQ history, it is important that we, as queer individuals and allies, step up and tell the stories before they are effectively written out of history. These videos are meant to spark your curiosity and give you a base for learning more about the topic. This morning we will be talking about the North American Conference of Homophile Organizations, which was an umbrella organization for a number of homophile organizations. Founded in 1966, the goal of NACHO was to expand coordinated efforts among homophile organizations throughout the Americas. NACHO was modeled on the earlier organization, the East Coast Homophile Organizations, or ECHO, that formed in 1963 to coordinate the activities of homophile groups from New York, Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia. The first meeting of the organizations that would become NACHO was held over the weekend of February 18, 1966, in Kansas City, Missouri, under the title National Planning Conference of Homophile Organizations. 14 organizations were represented at the conference, which was held in Kansas City as a centralized location. Over the next 6 months, the attendees set up a legal defense fund and started a newsletter. NACHO was officially formed at a meeting held in San Francisco 6 months after the planning conference. Foster Gunnison Jr., a founding member, feared that without a centralized organization, the movement would be hijacked, and he is quoted saying that those would be hijacking the movement are fringe elements, beatniks, and other professional nonconformists. Although he delivered a keynote speech at the meeting in San Francisco calling for stronger, centrally controlled structure, others in attendance were wary. Daughters of Lightus co-founder Del Martin and other women were growing increasingly suspicious that men could understand the needs of lesbians. Mattachine, New York leader Dick Lightus, who had influence within Mayor John Lindsay's administration, did not want to give up his organization's independence. NACHO was hampered by internal conflicts from the beginning. Fault lines were formed over membership, credentialing, and voting rights, with East Coast organizations favoring a more formal membership process and West Coast activists wishing for more casual membership policies. Mattachine, New York, and One Inc. refused to attend the 1967 conference in New York because of these concerns. Lesbians were also concerned that the male-dominated leadership was not attentive to women-specific issues. At the 1968 conference in Chicago, held just weeks after the contentious Democratic National Convention, NACHO adopted the slogan, "Gay is good." It was coined by founding member Frank Kameny and was based off the African-American slogan, "Black is beautiful." NACHO also adopted a 5-point homosexual Bill of Rights at its 1968 meeting. The first Bill of Rights: private consensual sex between persons over the age of consent shall not be an offense. Solicitation for any sexual act shall not be an offense except upon the filing of a complaint by the aggrieved party, not a police officer or agent. The third, a person's sexual orientation or practice shall not be a factor in the granting or renewing of federal security clearances or visas, or in the granting of citizenship. Number 4, service in and discharge from the armed forces and eligibility for veterans benefits shall be without reference to homosexuality. And 5, a person's sexual orientation or practice shall not affect his ability for employment with federal, state, or local governments or private employers. NACHO resolved to send questionnaires to political candidates to determine their positions on the points of the Bill of Rights. A number of lesbian organizations, still concerned over the lack of attention being paid to their issues, refused to participate. Daughters of Blight's president Rita Laporte compared the relationship between NACHO and DOB to a husband and wife. Heterosexual women, she argued, dissipated their energy through their marriages. Similarly, lesbians risked dissipating their energy through DOB to become a surrogate wife to what she perceived as the male-centered NACHO. NACHO held 2 additional conferences in 1969 and 1970. However, by this time, the Stonewall Uprising had occurred, and the momentum and energy of the gay movement had shifted to more radical groups like the Gay Liberation Front and the Gay Activist Alliance. Older members and younger, more radicalized activists struggled at the 1970 convention in San Francisco, particularly over the issues of membership and participation, which led to the gay liberationists taking control of the convention. The younger activists passed a series of resolutions supporting the Black Panthers and women's liberation, and the immediate withdrawal of troops from Vietnam. NACHO never recovered from the conflict, and the 1970 convention was the organization's last. Gay Sunshine magazine declared the convention the battle that ended the homophile movement. Although its existence was brief, NACHO helped start dozens of local gay groups across the country and issued position papers on a variety of LGBTQ-related issues. It organized national demonstrations, including a May 1966 action against military discrimination that included the country's first gay motorcade. Through its legal defense fund, NACHO challenged anti-gay laws and regulations ranging from immigration issues and military service to the legality of serving alcohol to homosexuals. The LGBTQ civil rights movement has been fueled by organizations such as NACHO. It has been organized by diverse members of our community and built on the backs of Black and brown trans individuals. The rights that we have come to know today have been fought for us over many decades by individuals continually chipping away at bigotry and discrimination. Thank you for joining us for our first Coffee and Curiosity video this month. We hope that the history of the North American Conference of Homophile Organizations has sparked your interest in learning more about LGBTQ organizations, current and past. If you would like to support the work of Project Q&A Inc., please visit our website to make a donation. Project Q&A Inc. raises awareness for the LGBTQ community living in rural America through education, empowerment, and visibility. I hope you join us each Saturday for our Coffee and Curiosity conversations. Thank you and have a great afternoon.